channel Unbound Jules Chronicles, and today we'll be discussing my 5 top tips to succeed in your psychiatry rotation. So if this video interests you, stay tuned for more. Okay guys, so today we're talking psychiatry rotation. So what are my 5 top tips? Well, first thing first, I would advise you to get a hold of first aid in psychiatry and Toronto Notes, specifically the psychiatry section. So why do you need these 2 books? Well, the first aid in psychiatry, that is a wonderful book. It explains everything that you need to know for your psychiatry rotation. It will make you look very, very good on rounds. Your Toronto Notes, however, it's very concise, so it gives you a lot of mnemonics. It gives you things that you need on the go, right? And it's a very good book to review for final examinations. Tip number 2, I would say use flashcards like mine. Now, these come in handy. These come in very handy when you're revising with friends, or even when you have a lot of time. So you may be asking, when do you have time? Well, when you reach clinical years, for those of you who are in clinical years, you would realize a lot of time we spend waiting around for things to happen. That would be a good time to pull out your cards and you and your friends could quiz each other, right? It's very nifty. I used to use it for my first degree, and I stopped using it for first and second year of medicine. But when I recently started reusing it, and I realized how great it is, right? My 3rd top tip: practice. So your end of rotation of exam will comprise of MCQs, exam, as well as OSCE, right? So for your OSCE, you want to practice, because when you're exhausted in that final week of exams and you cannot think, you need to know this information back to front, even though you can't think. It just comes pouring out of you either way. So a good way to do this would be to practice with your friends. But let's say everybody's, my polish is so pretty. Let's say your friends are busy, everybody's off doing their thing. So you want to get your invisible patient. You could just imagine somebody invisible, right? Get your invisible patient and start practicing, because it actually comes in handy when you start practicing with your friends, and you're able to come up with differentials quicker. 1, you're able to ask questions that you normally might forget to ask. 2, and it makes the process of you completing your interview, we have 5 minutes, and 5 minutes a lot more rapid. So practice. Another thing you want to do while you're practicing, when you're practicing I should say, is have a blueprint of your history taking. So my friend was very lovely, and she loaned me her blueprint. This one at the top here is for schizophrenia, and what I did, I went through this, and it gave me an understanding of how to rapidly take my patient's history in that 5 minutes that we have during the OSCE exam. Now, it worked really well for everything. So what she did is wrote out a whole bunch of questions as well as the answers. So you'd be this. By the end of it, I was this. My fourth tip would be attend review sessions. You do not want to miss review sessions. It usually happens in the 4th and the 5th week of your rotation, and there's a big review session. Those sessions really help you to consolidate what you know. Number 1, it helps to what should I say, rewire what you thought you knew, because in our last review session, we thought we had an understanding of this particular concept, and then one particular consultant came in and she was like, no, it's not like this at all, it's like this, and everybody was like, ah. That was like the day before exam. So review sessions are very important. My fifth and final tip would be mnemonics. Mnemonics saved my life. It's still saving my life at this moment in time. I can't do without it. I love it. It's a lot, so you have to be consistently reviewing, but I love it, right? If you don't learn with mnemonics, find your specific way of learning, but for me, mnemonics work. I learn when things rhyme. I learn, so for example, I have on my card here for cluster A, personality disorders. Cluster A is mad, cluster B is sad, and cluster B is bad, and cluster C is sad. And I was able to remember all the different types of personality within those clusters because of that mnemonic, right? So guys, that was my 5 top tips for psychiatry rotation. I hope that it helps. Comment below, let me know what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and if indeed these tips did work for you. And last tip, if you've stayed around this long, that means you deserve this last tip. For exam bonus, when you're doing your OSCE, it's a very simple tip. A lot of students actually forget to introduce themselves to the patient and to thank the patient at the end of the OSCE. This gives you 2 points, 2 whole points just for doing that. And due to the pressure of the day and due to all the adrenaline that's pumping through your body at the point in time, a lot of people forget it. I did not. Anyway guys, that is my last official tip for this video. So remember to subscribe, turn on the bell sign so that you know when my next video drops, and I'll see you guys in the next video.